rents are falling. Like the reality is like it doesn't matter how much housing start like purpose-built rentals that we're starting. Once the Liberal government turns the taps back on, like they've already started to do with the so there was the LMIA program, right, for temporary foreign workers. And
Mhm.
so as the new data just came out and unemployment in some cities actually went below 6%, like in Kingston and some other cities, they're now processing those temporary positions again. So the temporary immigrants are coming back in. So, like there's no way the Liberal government's going to balance the budget while the economy is in the shitter outside of allowing immigration to turn back on. Obviously, yes, rents are falling, but I think we've covered it multiple times in many newsletters. Like rent is falling from where? From for the luxury side of things. Like our rental that we are still looking to build and that we're providing is that middle lower level of income where it's higher than if you've been living in a unit for 20 years, but it's probably about 20% cheaper than a brand new luxury unit.
Right.
And that's what's coming online.
Yeah, and I guess the industry term is called core housing. That 50K to 75K in annual income household, which there's being significantly undersupplied, and demand for that remains strong. I know we mentioned on the development webinar we had some people questioning, once the tower is complete, how quickly would we be able to fill the vacant units? And our response was there'd be a waiting list because of the rent that the units are charging versus the demand.
Yeah, I mean, a couple $100 is a lot. I mean, for some people who maybe that are well off, it doesn't really matter. That's their, fun spending budget. But the average ODSP recipient is only getting $1,400 a month and then getting a rent supplement to help them out. You can't live in an $1,800 one bed if that's the case, right? You need somewhere where you can pay your rent, you got your rent supplement, you got your ODSP, you can pay your rent, you got food, you got clothes, and you can survive, and you have a decent place where you can build up and move on with your future. If you're living in a place for $1,800, you got no money. You can barely eat, right? And that's not what we want to contribute towards.
For sure.
Yeah, and we've definitely noticed that because we've been landlords for 10 years. So we know what they need, and we're working backwards, and that's what we're building.
For sure.
Yeah,
And that on Jeff's note right there is, we've been landlords in that core workforce housing space, like our existing structure, Foundation Capital, private real estate trust. This is our main tenant base. We're very familiar with them. We have a pulse on that market and how things are looking. So now building to serve that market is just a natural transition for us.
Yeah, I think Jeff says this a lot. It's a lot easier when we get to build what we want versus taking the existing buildings where they've been built their own certain way and trying to chop it into the way or shift it into the way that we want it. Is a lot harder, right? That's when you're doing demo, having to move around plumbing, electrical, all of that. And honestly, when you look at the financing programs available, CMHC's standard MLI construction program for new apartment buildings is really advantageous when we already spend 40 to 50,000 rehabbing existing.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's the key thing to know with this development versus the traditional developments that you're hearing about in the news headlines with condos and luxury rentals and things like that. These are like purpose-built rentals for that core workforce housing, and we're taking advantage of government incentives and CMHC incentives that significantly are improving the economics of our project, not just from a financing perspective, but also even just like cost of capital perspective as well.
No, obviously you've been hearing a lot from the local Londoners, people who've been watching our journey for a while. I know even before the webinar call, they were like just in your DMs like crazy. So what's been like kind of the response from the public on our development here?
People that I know, grew up with, okay, we have our apartment REIT. Anybody that's invested understands that makes them money, but let's call them the outsiders, a development sounds sexy. It sounds like I get a chance to change the skyline. This is like putting me in a new category and us in a new category. Do I think it's rightful? Because the apartment REIT definitely makes a lot of people a lot of money, but it doesn't look sexy, right? It's like 3-story walk up. Doesn't, oh yeah, I'm a landlord and I make a lot of people money. Oh, great. You're putting up a tower? oh my goodness, how do I get in? This is amazing. I was getting, you know, third party type people that probably will never actually make the investment, but reach out and be like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then it's funny too. So many people are like, I do concrete, I do framing. They want the contracts right away. I'm like, buddy, we're in the first stages here. We're just in the early raise capital. There's no shovels yet. So, but I appreciate all that offer. But yeah, it definitely, there's a buzz going through our investors and friends and family. So it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I don't know what your guys' experience was, but
yeah, I find
people even doing that.
A lot of people in general have enjoyed investing in the end product of the development as they buy condos, especially pre-construction. And we all know developers often make a lot of the real profits and returns on those projects. And now the end users, when you pick them up, you have to hope that it further appreciates for you to get a return, which is currently not happening. But with this opportunity, you get to invest and profit like the developer. You're investing in the vehicle that's doing the development. And as the development exits, you're getting a return from that. So I think people are very excited about that. And that's not an opportunity you just easily usually get. So the buzz around that has been cool to see.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty awesome because we had, I think, close to 80 plus people sign up just for the webinar. And I think we only launched that with like 3 to 4 days notice. So, good job to us on even getting that many people to come on a Saturday at 3 p.m. to come check it out.
Did you guys know this Saturday is Valentine's Day and we have another webinar?
Hey, how do you show love to yourself?
How do you show love by putting up a building?
We love
Yeah. So basically, hey guys, so this Saturday, Valentine's Day at 3 p.m., we have another
Before you
webinar.
go on your date,
Go.
Before you go on your date, you can come.
Yeah.
There's Cara.
I mean, what better Valentine's Day gift than $100,000 investment that's going to generate 24 to 27% annual targeted returns?
Yeah, basically 2.6x your money in 4 years. Like, there's no other way to show love outside of that.
No, and people are messaging about it. Like, they're like, man, how do I get in? Right. And you don't have to have the full 100K right now.
Yeah, exactly. So the minimum is $100,000, but we have it. So that's 20% down for March 15th, with the rest being called later with 15 days notice. If you guys know anything about us, you know that we will be communicating with you way more often than that. So it's not going to be coming out of left field that, hey, we need money as we're progressing. Again, for those of you who don't know, we had a webinar last Saturday about how we're putting up a 25-story rental tower, purpose-built rental, targeting 1550 rents on 1 beds and 980 for the affordable units. And it's going to be a 350 unit build in London, Ontario. And for people who get involved, we're offering a 24 to 27% targeted IRR for getting their investments in. The first tranche we're looking for is about 1.5 million, with about 6.2 million as we get to the development stage. We're going through minor zoning bylaw amendment and site plan approval. That's what the first bit of cash is for, with the latter being for the actual development piece. If you guys are interested, it's only available to accredited investors only, or if you're an already existing foundation capital private real estate trust investor. If that's something of interest to you, shoot us a message, thumbs up the video, comment below. We'll get in touch. But my feedback from what I've been seeing from people is that they've been crazy excited. I think similar to echoing your guys' statements. They get to participate in that build upside, which they're super excited for. And it's not a condo, right? Right now, everybody knows the condo market's kind of in the shitter. Some of the stuff isn't moving, but they know that long term, no matter what, housing is in demand. They need affordable rental housing available. And that's what this project's all about, is helping solve that core housing that's needed for that workforce making 50 to 75K a year.
Yeah, I got investors messaging me right now for the replay. So
also, if you are interested in topping up your investment for the REIT, we have a few acquisitions coming up. And because of that, we're offering a 2% unit bonus until February 20th. So make sure you guys get it in and take advantage of that. Another thing to note, the RRSP deadline is coming up as well on March 2nd. So don't wait to the last minute to get your investment in. You can top up your RRSP and also receive that 2% unit bonus.
Amazing. Yeah, very good point to highlight there, PV, that as much as we're doing this development, our existing portfolio is continuing to grow. So Foundation Capital Private Real Estate Trust is going to continue to grow. We're going to keep buying multifamily assets in existing areas and keep executing our adaptive reuse policy on these buildings to create more units and increase rents and drive value for our investors. So again, like PB said, 2% bonus if you get in before February 20th, and your RSP deadline is March the 2nd. All right, guys, I'm sure everyone's enjoyed these updates from us this week, and we'll catch you next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Hi, Ellie. Hi.
Get your RESPs in.